Hey there, team. I thought I saw 2v2, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, you know, because I just finished that Thranduil's Halls fight, and I was like, okay, I'll do a quick field battle, and that'll be fine. I'll wrap it up with a field battle. But no, this isn't a field battle. This is a cheeky wee siege. This is a 2v2 siege. We have Imladris and Arthedain versus Angmar, and is this Rudehour's colours? I know one of them is Angmar. So that's interesting. 2v2 on Buhr Sagath as well, which is a map I have not seen in a very long time, which is quite wild. It used to be, of course, the main map that everybody played, and I think, like, as a community we did just kind of realise, like, we're overplaying it a bit. But yeah, that's kind of cool. So who do we have here? Is this one of the ones I got from Nowaxter? No, oh cool, Smeggle. And next to him is Sir Smokeslot. So cool. We have Arthedain's forces. No, not Arthedain. Sorry, Imladris up front. So he's got his Swords of Rivendell behind them. The Imladris Guardians with armor upgrades, very fearsome. The Eldarin Spearmen, more Eldarin Spearmen. There we saw Imladris Sentries, Eldarin Archers, and armor upgraded Godhillim. God, Gwathi Arthand, Gwathi Meridain with an armor upgrade, and Eldarin Spears. So very, very, very elite. Now this is a 2v2. So instead of having, say, instead of 3 attackers coming in, so we have a lot of money to spend on these armies. That's why we are seeing some real elite quality here. Exceptional, very, very cool. I like it a lot, but we're going to need to make sure Arthedain is actually capable to fight alongside this and to make sure that we don't get shot to absolute pieces. If that is Rudehour, we're going to need some shields. Arthedain here with his Dismounted Knights of Innuminus. Seeing some evidence here, that's a good start. Dismounted 4 Nostera Knights. Arthedain Men at Arms there. We're probably just going to have to wait until it ends, because a lot of the troops are just hidden. This whole area sort of counts as forest. Because of these palms that we have dotted around, they're struggling, but they're fighting their way through this corrupted ground. Let's go to 6 times speed for a second, just as we get that settled. I'm going to set 2 times speed because I think we probably do have a good while of shuffling. It is a big problem, and I'm very bad for it. But I tend not to reread people's Discord messages when they send these to me, which I really should, because usually they do give me a bit of explanation about what's going on. Colonel speaks. Maybe this is the one that Colonel sent me, and he just sent me from the other guy's point of view. Perhaps. But yeah, so he's got his Gobbo infantry, Gobbo halberds, archers. Anything else that's absolutely crazy we're seeing? White Orc fearmongerers, heavy Orc spears, skirms. We do have the snow trolls as well. Okay, it is a swarm. You know, it is... Oh, goodness me, they do look daunting, don't they? Just that heavily armoured Gobbo presence. The looming fearmongers, just keeping them in check. It's, yeah, very, very nasty force to be pushing through. But for something like that exceptional Imladris force, perhaps possible. Over here, his ally, I'm sure, is Angmar. It is, yes. Flushchep. He's got his Angmar halberds, Angmar marauders. Over here, lots of Scourge raiders, pikes, armoured up, of course, but marauders mixed in amongst them. In the back, we do have the Trolls of Gundabad and the Trolls of Angmar. Certainly necessary. Snaga archers and Gobbo trackers for days, though. And yeah, those snow trolls. No cave trolls, though, from Misty. And no barrow wights, or at least no barrow wights present from Angmar. So that's I mean, it's interesting. I think, of course, the two big issues for the defenders today is they're going to be outranged massively. Also, it's going to be tough to hold back the tide. Arthedain Men at Arms here, all with that double armor upgrade, looking absolutely stunning. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Behind them, Rangers, Troll Slayers. Yeah, so a unit of Rangers is a good sign. Glad we've not gotten 2 of them, of course. 2 Dunedain Troll Slayers is a good shout, though. Wardens of the North, dismounted Knights of... Oh, sorry, 4 Nostarian Knights. A lot of these Dunedain Peacekeepers with that armor upgrade. As again, Jesus. This is, yeah. I mean, it's exactly what I wanted to see. I wanted to see armor. I wanted to see armor upgraded Evandem Spears. Again, a great thing. Good shield values. Evandem Archers. Now, 2 Evandem Archers. Okay. Now, one thing that I'm not... I guess we do have... We've got Eldrenway Archers, don't we? The one thing that I'm a bit worried about is a lack of archers. But I don't think we've got like a massive lack of archers, but it's just archers were something that we really, it was a superiority we had over these defenders massively. So I don't know. I need to have another check how many archers we've got with Arthedain. He does have his Godelim too. Eldarenway Godelim. Does he just have one Eldarenway archer? He's only got one Eldarenway archer. I would love to have seen one more archer from the boys. I know it sounds silly and like unnecessary, and maybe I am like vastly overthinking it, but I would have loved to see either a Nuritino archer, well, what are they? Just Nuritino warrior, or a not a Rivendell archer, either a Nuritino archer or an Arthedain archer, not an Evandem archer like another. I guess we've got Wardens in the North as well, don't we? Nah, but and we've got the javelins coming in. Yeah, but no, what I'm talking about is the ranged, you know, that long range arrows. I know in the Dunedain Rangers, of course, but we're going to be using them kind of carefully. I don't know. I'm probably just being silly. I probably am just being silly, but for some reason, there's just something in my brain that's like, I want one more archer. But yeah, all in all though, as for army compositions, I do feel pretty good for the attackers here. We don't have any... I didn't see any Witchers, but they could be tucked in somewhere. It's kind of interesting that the defenders are going straight to the second line. They're not going to be defending the front line. It's very cool. We've never really seen that because, but of course, being just limited to 2 defenders kind of makes sense. Perhaps this is the second assault that's come in. These are just the survivors of the first attack. That's they've already lost the outer levels. But yeah, immediately falling back. Because, I mean, we do have archers. We've got the heavy gobble archers. We've got the heavy gobble crossbows too. Yeah, because the goblins can shoot you. Goblins, you know, they've got some talents with that. Angmar, not so much. The best thing Angmar can do, of course, is zap you with their vile pyromancy. But no, it'll be... They're a bit limited. So I don't know. Still, though, the rest of the armies, I'm feeling pretty good about them. I think it's going to be a little bit... if it's going to go well for the attackers, it's going to go well quite quickly. Yeah, I think like we're going to see some good progress right off the bat. Maybe not with, say, if the Evandem Spears come in first, of course, they'll just be grinding away for a minute. But everything... Yeah, I think if it's going to go good, it's going to go good quick. Whereas with the defenders, the longer they can drag this out, more chance they have of maybe getting a good lucky shot on those elves with a crossbow. Now, this is kind of interesting. Are the boys going to mix it up? They are. Good. Good. No, maybe not. Am I seeing... Because I'm seeing from the mini-map, but where are the actual units? Good, good. Yeah, we are seeing Imladris sentries. Oh, so we didn't actually see any Arthedain spears or Arthedain pikes. Interesting. But yeah, cool. So I do like that. I like that we're mixing it up. Definitely something that I would be a big fan of, because as good as the Arthedain forces are, we need them to take the hits for Imladris here. We really do. guys like the Evandom Archers, we need them to be trying to take a bit of fire, especially, you know, like they're shielded, they do have good armor, they're a militia archer, but, you know, they're really quite stacked out. And with that shield as well, lets them take a skirmish fight for a really, really long time. We've got like trolls, but we don't really have much else in the way of like, we don't have like Bolg's champions or anything like that ready to come sallying forth to come charging down and punish our skirmish archers. Kind of lets the attackers be a bit more free, which is exactly how I like to be. If I can just take my time, attack in any way that I want, you know, that's, oh my goodness, and we kind of, the worry here is we can push forward, get a line up here, and then get our archers set up there and just start peppering back. I know they'll shoot us too, but that's generally what happens as an attacker. You know, you're ready to get shot at. You know what's going to happen. Having the archers mixed up on top of each other, we don't want that. Definitely don't be shooting from this situation. Smokes a lot, my friend. Oh wait, sorry. Oh no, those are spears and archers mixed in together. I do love the Evandom look. I think it looks great. I do love their battle shorts. I know shorts. They're wearing little kilts, really. But I remember when I first looked at them, for some reason I was sure that they were shorts. But no, they're battle kilts. Evandom archers opening up, but yeah, you can see a lot of them, not a lot, but a few of them firing straight up and over. That's good. The Evandom spears are moving forward. Let's go to 1x speed. So yeah, Evandom archers, they'll be fine now. What are they going for? Into the Angmar Marauders. Interesting. See, I wouldn't be wanting that, because I mean, your Arthedain men-at-arms are going to be able to gut. Even the Evandom spears are not going to be able to do it easily, but the Arthedain men-at-arms, with those double armor upgrades, they're going to happily chew through the hordes of marauders. I think, yeah, he stopped that. He was basically just giving them 2 volleys. I do this, it is definitely something that I do. Just give a few shots. Just try and tempt the enemy to do something. It's like, oh, shoot me, I'm killing your guys. And I think that that's basically what he was just doing there. Just, oh, and the Sagath archers seem to be trying to respond. Firing forward into Swords of Rivendell. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably take some shots. Even with that armor upgrade, they're definitely a pretty worthy target. But from the front, that armor upgrade and the shield value, they can take a few hits. From the side though, and from the back now, good. He spread them out. To be honest, now that you're here, I'd just spread out and try and line up along here. I wouldn't try and run away, because I think you're going to take some losses running away. That's okay. He's setting up. Evandom spears advancing. And the thing with this attack, because of the quality of this attack, if we get a really like unlucky break, you know, if something happens and we end up routing a unit off, God, it's devastating. That's a kind of cool separation. I liked that. That was really cool. You saw how the units spread out there. That was really dope to watch, actually, because it looked really clumped up, but then you saw each individual clump became one of the lines. That was really nice. That's dope. Anyway, yeah, Evandom spears here. And again, this is awesome. This is exactly what I wanted to see from the Arthedain player, separating out so that you're the one taking the hits in place of the elves. It sucks, but it's a human's role sometimes in these conflicts. It's a dwarf's role, or it's a human's role, or it's an orc's role. You know, if you're alongside elves, you've got to take the hits for the elves. That's, even if it's Imladris, even if they're packed on with armor, you've got to take the hits for them. Just because it's better that way. They'll bring it home at the end. Over here, armor upgraded pikes. That's certainly going to be messy to get through, because as I say, we don't have Arthedain pikes. We're relying on those sentries, which, hell, if you're going to rely on a pike unit, the Imladris sentries are certainly something to rely on. God, he'll him all the way up here. I hope the boys are communicating. You know, it's we can get some damn good work done if we're properly organized and communicating. It's a lot of staring down, which I'm not against. I quite like it. But it's a lot of just setup, a lot of very careful movements, very tense, which I quite, it's very cool. Something I do want to do, and I'm kind of getting that feel with this battle, I do want to do, say, a very tight map. You know, like a really tight cityscape. do it on a smaller unit size. You know, I know everybody wants to do the massive unit size because, of course, that's kind of the way the game is, in a way, balanced around, and it's good and a lot of fun. Shoot, I didn't actually think of this. This is a good move. This is a really good move. The snow trolls are going to be able to smash down heaps and heaps of these spears without very much losses at all. Swords and Rivendell coming forward. I mean, to be honest, this is a tough... The best solution here would be, of course, the Troll Slayers, but failing that, something like the Dismounted Knights of Illuminus, or sorry, Dismounted Fornostera Knights coming forward up against those Snow Trolls, because Snow Trolls don't really have that much in the way of armor. But yeah, this is really good, actually. They are going to take damage here. They really are, but, you know... oh, I thought that was a troll dropping, but no, that was really good. Damn, they just killed a lot of those poor spears. Ouch. First blood, anyway. Over here, we have clashed as well. Evenham Spears going toe-to-toe with the Angmar Marauders alongside those Swords of Rivendell. If those Swords of Rivendell make their way to the front, it's going to be game over for the Marauders. Right now, they're quite enjoying that fight up against the Spears of Evenham Spears, but you're seeing the effectiveness over on the other side is going to be copied by these Trolls of Angmar, and these Trolls of Angmar do have armor. Maybe not quite as devastating as the Snow Trolls, but yeah, they're going to be a bit tougher to bring down. Men-at-Arms are around, but again, it's lacking armor piercing on the front lines here. It's a big issue for the Evenham forces. Even more of these Swords of Rivendell coming forward, but I don't know if they've got the punch that we're needing. We really need a solid thwack to be getting through this. Clashing in now. Snow Trolls taking some losses there as they get pulled back. Those Evenham Spears wanting to punish this Snow Troll. He is not getting home. They do not want him to return as the clash has occurred. Now let me just grab a quick shot just so I don't forget, because I went through the whole of the last fight. I think I grabbed 2 screenshots, so let's make sure I don't end up losing this one. Heavy Goblin Spear is going to quite enjoy this fight with their AP. Swords of Rivendell coming in behind them too. But once again, not any AP on the front lines, and you kind of need some up against the Misty Goblins. They do know how to craft some nice armor. A few of those Trolls of Angmar coming out of that a bit bloodied. One of them getting stuck in remaining. But the main fight up against these Angmar Halberds, not Angmar Halberds, sorry, Angmar Marauders, is going in the goodies' favour. But when those Halberds emerge now, that's going to be a different story. And this is where if we had something like the Arthedain pikes, we could be just stomping through this now, because we'd be outranging those Angmar Halberds. Easy peasy. Can we get a unit sort of tucked in around the side there, bring that in? It's always tough because, you know, if you're in a 5v3 or a 4v3 even, you can just be so much more willing and able to, like, oh yeah, I'll just throw a unit in there, and it's, if he dies, not really a problem because we outnumber them so much. The guys have to be more careful with this because their units are just so much more important. They can't just go, that was the red line, by the way, that wasn't some weird Sauron magic off in the corner, in case anybody was wondering. The Trolls coming in for round 2. Having some good effect once more, but you're seeing a lot of them getting very, very bloodied. I think they've done some great work here. Don't think they've paid for themselves yet though, but they've done some good work, and you're starting to see a few of them getting dropped. Arthedain Men-at-Arms coming forward. Or Men-at-Arms, yeah, dear. Thought I screwed that up for a second. Dearie me, oh damn, we did actually drop quite a few of those Trolls just in that fight. Men-at-Arms at the back there. Peacekeepers, you see, maybe the Dunedain Peacekeepers, they're not AP, but they have a good bit more damage than their Arthedain Men-at-Arms friends. Because of course they've got that Dunedain blood in them, they've got that heavier swing, because that just the larger size, the greater strength from them. So they can do a bit more damage, and I did forget about them. I think they might have to sort of fill the role of an AP unit. They don't have AP, but that higher damage is maybe just going to be what has to fill it. More Troll Slayers are actually quite far forward here, which is very cool to see. These are very badass guys, 2 hit points, but very, very fragile to range damage. But no, they have emerged, and there's not really much around here that can be opening up on them. But they're not really going to want to use their javelins just yet up against this swarm. As an attacker, you can be a bit more free with what you're using your javelins on, but still, this is exactly what Angmar wants you to target. But no, how is this going so far? 12 for 5. That's not pretty, actually, especially considering we've been using up... Oh, wait, sorry, 12 for 5. Yeah, of course, we're looking at this side of it. Now, that's not... It's not too bad from the goodies point of view right now because of the troll killing. You know, we've killed quite a few of those trolls. Of course, you know, it doesn't really matter what you are, what strength you are, you're still the same amount of percentage points. So I'm not too worried about that right now for the attackers. I think that should reorganize. What do we have firing in? Troll Slayers, actually, unleashing their javelins on this. Now, if I could get a right side or a rear attack, I would go for that, but I just feel pouring my javelins into the face of heavy goblin spears with their shields up is not really a good shout, especially not while we're getting shot at by gobble archers. You know, these guys are way too valuable to lose to something as low as even a gobble crossbow. You know, that's really not pretty. We need to be using those guys in melee later, or even now. Hell, if you want, use them now, pull them back, and use the rest of the javelins later on. It's arguably risky, but when you've got a locked morale unit like the Troll Slayers, you can do stuff like that. You can send them in before you've used up all of your ammo, lose a few of them, pull them out. You know they're not going to break. As long as you don't get them surrounded, you know, you can make that work. Over here, yeah, the halberds are really enjoying this fight. And I think that's the reason that they're enjoying that fight is because we don't have a phalanx on our side. Let me take a quick gulp of my tea. I really think it would be... Yeah, this is where we're kind of being punished for our lack of midline pikes. You know, we arguably don't want to send in our Imladris sentries right now, but those Angmar halberds are just keeping us back. As good as the armor upgraded Arthedain men at arms are, a halberd is in one of these sorts of like flat ground, organized frontline fights like this, a phalanx is always going to do well. Oh god. Witchers have moved up. Pull out, pull through the side, pull through the side. We have an opening, we have an opening. Pull through, boys. No, that is going to grind right through. Ah, ouch. Very unpleasant there. Yeah, that was... I was wondering why those Angmar Marauders pulled away. I'm surprised... Okay, no, they're broken. They're just absolutely stunned by that. That was a good move there by the defenders. Very, very good move indeed. But no, the Arthedain force is trying to sort of push in, fill that up now. But no, we need to be vigilant for that. Because we could have chased them off there. Had we had an opening. And had we just been able to slip on in, but that's one of their volleys. They can only do that 3 times. You know, God, if they're able to do that 3 times though, it's not pretty. Firepower coming out from the Evendom archers. Again, just pouring itself into the gobble lines. I'm not too worried about their fire. Yeah, the Evendom archers just get loosing your arrows on whatever. The fight going very nicely here. Let's zoom in on the minimap for a second. Yeah, you're seeing this is a great little surround as we're hacking into them from all sides there. It's very unpleasant, but again, you could move a witch unit there, burn this little corner if you wanted to. It'd be really nasty. More crossbows taking a beating. Snag of skirms, to be honest, I'd be tempted to pour shots into the snag of skirms just because how fragile they are. But yeah, just moving an archer unit somewhere, you know, you can curl them around just sort of there and get some shots in a bit more freely, perhaps. Goblin King Bodyguard as well. I mean, maybe it's a bit crazy, but I'd be tempted to shoot the Bodyguard with, you know, something like my Wardens of the North, if I could get them around there. Once again, I keep harping on about it, but it's the lack of AP that the attackers have right now that's going to be a big issue for these barrel lights. I'm very... Oh, Troll Slayers are mixed in amongst that. Got to be careful that a few of them aren't throwing up and over, but no, it's not happening. They're pouring right now into the Marauders. I see the Halberds being a tempting target, but still, I just don't know if it's the best course of action. But saying that, we do have a fair bit of it. Probably want just to get, say, an archer unit moved up there instead of that. You know, you could have maybe even just sort of pulled those infantrymen back and just reset. Just, you know, like gone back to the skirmish phase. You know, a lot of people, and it makes sense, you know, but a lot of people feel that when they've started to attack, they need to just keep the attack going. They can't, they can never let it open up again. And yeah, it makes sense because there's issues doing that, but sometimes, yeah, like with that sort of situation, he could have just pulled units back, let the archers pour shots right into the front lines, forced Angmar to retreat or something like that. So firepower is coming straight into the face of those Evendom archers. That's exactly what we want right now. It's a bit grim, and you know, but I'd rather you're shooting my heavily armoured, shielded skirmish archers rather than my main infantry lines. Oh, Jasmine came into my room, so I say cat number 2, she's cat number 1, Basil's cat number 2. Cat number 2 was giving me a lot of bother in my last fight, constantly needing attention, but now Jasmine came in, and I thought she would be settled and good for a little while, but no, she's decided, no, I need to leave now. I have to leave right now. So let me just find something nice to sit on for 2 seconds while I go silent and open the door. Dearie me, that's us okay. So she'll probably be back in 2 minutes, but that's is what it is. We've got shots just coming back and forth. Goodness sake, those poor Evendom archers are taking an absolute beating. But every single one of those volleys, as I say, I'd much rather is going into the face of these guys than anybody else. A few wavering forces here. We need something to come in and back that up. Because as I say, as long as we don't have our men broken. You know, if not every single man, but if we can make sure that most of our men are fighting to the death, then we've got this, I feel. Those Witchers came forward. I don't know whether or not they got a volley, or if they got sort of chased off. It looks like they're routing off now. No, just routing back to the lines. They're not getting... I'm just wondering if they're going to end up running off to the other side. We can see that the two defenders, like, they very much separated. They're not mixing in amongst each other, which I don't think is a bad idea. But I would love to have seen maybe a crossbow here and you know, something else over. You know, you can lend something, but I do like the idea of, say, having a crossbow unit over here just to make up for the lower damage that Angmar's Rangers have. But the Witchers are making up for that themselves, you could say. Goodness sake, that's another terrifying blast from the Witchers as this push has once again been broken. Just been absolutely shattered there. Now what did we lose there? It was a lot of these Swords of Rivendell, lots of these men-at-arms, maybe. No, luckily no Troll Slayers though. God, if we ended up getting some Troll Slayers burned, that would be heartbreaking. So, bit nasty. How's the push on this side going? 37. Oh god, we're struggling. We really need to close this gap a bit. We really do need to close this gap a bit more, boys. But we've used up a lot of the enemy's archers on us. I know it's just the basic arrows, but there's a lot of arrows that we've been using up on this unit, so that's a good win. Tide of gobbles coming forward. There's more men-at-arms and Troll Slayers are pushing up over here. Eldrimwe Spears look like they're going to be lending their aid to the fight. The Dunedain, we've not seen any of those Dunedain Peacekeepers getting involved yet. And the real main line, like the only elves we've been seeing getting involved are those Swords of Rivendell. We've not been seeing, you know, the Imladris Guardians get involved or anything of this real caliber back here. So, you know, as nasty as it is, if we can just get every one of those Witcher volleys used up on the Arthedain main line, not that the Arman Smokes a lot's going to be very happy about that, but it is going to... Ooh, It'll get the job done. Interesting. I thought they were running away for a minute. I wonder, was that a clever like way to just bait the charge? Because they got a charge on the Arthedain men-at-arms, but the Arthedain men-at-arms didn't get a charge on them. Because it looks like the Arthedain men-at-arms were charging the Barrow-wights. And they just jumped on them from the side. That was a very good grab. I say normally, in a vacuum, the men-at-arms would happily win that fight, even being outnumbered as they are. But that little charge has definitely made it a bit more nasty for them. But still, they should be able to cleanse this unless the Barrow-wights or somebody else does something. Evenham Archers moving up now. I mean, against a lot of that, they'll be okay. Ah, dear, a break. That's a shame. But again, this swarm of militia archers will be enough to deal with the last of those Angmar marauders. Not quickly, but they will deal with them. Here you can just see the density of the lines. Very rare to see the defending lines being so much thicker than the attacking lines, but it is the case when you're defending with Misty, or any of the Orcish forces really. Arrows coming over into the Troll Slayers. Luckily those Evenham Archers have absorbed a lot of that fire for them, but there still are shots to give. Oh, the crossbowmen are doing that. But these Javelins are coming in, hopefully getting into some of those Halberdiers, but yeah, dear me, not fun either way. Or maybe a Goblin King Bodyguard. Goblin King Bodyguard, they're not exactly top tier bodyguard units, but yeah, not a lot of quality on the... oh, that's them out of ammo. Okay, this is going to be pretty devastating now, because the Troll Slayers and a Peacekeeper unit are arriving on the front line side by side. Troll Slayers, of course, with their good defensive skill. They're low armour, no shield, but they've got good defensive skill. And alongside the Peacekeepers, and this is AP, this is something we've been missing on the front lines now. And armour is just about the only thing that a Goblin has to keep himself safe. He's very low on defensive skill, so they're really just relying on that crude but heavy armour. And the Troll Slayers are going to be beating their way through that. And the Peacekeepers, yeah, good exceptional unit to provide a bit more damage than the standard middleman forces around them. So I think it's kind of a good idea that they're not sort of pushing here too hard right now. They need to be keeping an eye on those Witchers. That's something that I would be, if I was playing in this game, I'd be wanting to check this position, God, like definitely every 2 minutes if you can, just because those Witchers might end up making a run over to this end, and then we need to react. I mean, it's not easy to know what to do here. Those Barrow-wights are hiding now. The Barrow-wights are hiding right there. You'd want to just run up here and, you know, get a unit there, get archers set up there, but no, it's not really something that can work out. So I think right now the attackers are maybe happy enough, because over on this end they're inflicting, oh dear, they were inflicting great casualties. Maybe they aren't anymore. No, okay, no, they are still. So the attackers might be okay to just leave this going for a minute. Sometimes as an attacker it's not all about gaining ground. Sometimes if you've just got a good engagement, just let that engagement play out. You know, treat it like a little field battle for a minute. It's like, no, I'm winning this engagement. I can wait a minute. Let's just trade well. Which, as an attacker, trading even relatively well is a great thing for you. But yeah, Troll Slayers there, they are a 2 hit point unit, so seeing them getting worn down is a good thing for the defenders, but still tricky. Skirmishers are coming up now. See, I'd love, this is where, you know, I'm not going to say I keep harping on about it, but like this is where I really would have loved another unit of archers, just one more mainline archer just to get set up there. I'd say either the Nuritino warriors or the Arthedain archers just getting set up over there would be really nice. Looks like men-at-arms are coming in from the other flank. We've taken some real losses over on this end, so we need some support getting sent on. I don't know if Angmar has been sending reinforcements, but this is really, I'd probably suggest it, because this has been going quite well for him. You know, those Witchers have been quite effective, and seeing those guys coming over now, maybe you don't need to, but it would have been tempting to have sent something over. Just to back up the gobos, the measly little gobo boys, because right now things are not looking good for them. Those Troll Slayers are grinding, but We're taking losses. That's 10 less guys than we saw before. That must be crossbow fire, right? Yep, they're getting a good little arc there, those crossbowmen. These men-at-arms from Sir Smokeslot being pulled out. Looks like they were just not pulled all the way out, just pulled out. Looks like they were trying to be reorganised and then sent back in. But the Peacekeepers as well, they've taken a good beating. Is that 2 units of Peacekeepers, sorry? No, that's just the men-at-arms that I seem to be clicking on now and again. So it's just 1 unit of Peacekeepers up there. And, I mean, it's got to be time for the elves sometime soon. You know, we've been doing a decent old job here, grinding in, but we're gonna have to get involved with the elves sooner or later, because the humans have just about spent everything they've got. Ah, okay, we are seeing that over here. Looks like the Evan of Archers led the way. We've got a bit of a blockage here, so we don't have to worry about the Witchers for now. The Witchers are still staying in place. But this blocker, let me, no, we'll take a shot at something else later. But yeah, right now with these Angmar Marauders, we know that the Witchers can't get to that glorious little position right now. We're hugging that though, with the men-at-arms. Not wanting to make contact with the Barrow Wights if we don't have to. We're just wanting to grind our way through the Marauders. Much nicer fight for us. Evan of Archers not loving that engagement, but doing okay with it. Men-at-arms pushing, trying to sort of force their path through. Barrow Wights are not very good at... when Barrow Wights are alone on a line like that, you can see how easy it is to push through them. Yeah, that poor guy got like stabbed by every single one of them as he made his way through, but still, that low mass does hurt them. But the pikes along with them, that'll stop somebody from being able to do that. Certainly will. Gobble trackers opening up now, but Witchers remaining in place. Over here, we do have the nice sort of mix of gold and silver from the Arthedain men-at-arms alongside the Elder Inway. A good sort of battle of old, really. It's very nice to see. As more shots are going in to the Godhelm. Godhelm can take a bit of a beating, but we don't really want them to. Ooh, shots going up and over. They do have that high elven accuracy, but still, nobody ever wants to shoot up and over. Into the Fearmongers, though, fair play. We're gaining ground. We're gaining a lot of ground here, as the proper Elven Elder Inway forces have arrived. Gobbles trying to bolt away. Those Snaga not wanting to get engaged until they've used up their ammo. But the reserves have been committed now from the Goblins. 51 for 35, so we still have a long way to climb, though. A very long way to climb. And there's still one more volley from those Witchers. Yep, might not be a full volley, but, you know, all you need is sort of 2 or 3 of those streams, and that's you. Imladris Guardians arriving now, slamming into the face of those pikes, but that heavy armour and great defensive skill is going to mean that they're suffering very little damage as they do this. You know, as long as they're doing it right to the face of the enemy, they are not going to suffer very much doing that. We will see a few of them drop, because at the end of the day it still is a pike that they're ramming into, but no, it's not going too bad, and it does get very, very aggressive over here now. We're not wanting those Witchers to be able to do the work that they've done so many times before. Those Scourge Raiders looked like they were trying to do it there for a second. Okay, this is great, but we're risking a break. If we're wanting to commit to this, we need to properly commit to it. We need a, I mean, maybe a Knight of Numinous. You know, we need something to make sure these guys don't get broken. They're 109 right now and they're shaking. Shots coming into the Troll Slayers. God, ouch. It's very frightening the amount of damage these Troll Slayers have been taking at range. Got to be done, I suppose. And the Gobble Trackers are being engaged in melee. They're not even being shot down. These guys are trying to stop them from shooting. There's more Gobble Trackers over there, though. Scourge Raiders. God, if those Scourge Raiders let loose a volley, that would be horrific for the Troll Slayers. It's a very chaotic clash on this end. Heavy Gobble Spears actually enjoying that fight. Bit wild. Dismounted sort of Fornostera Knights there, those Sword Masters, alongside the Elder Inway Spearmen. A very, very cool fighting force. Let's try and grab a quick shot of that. A few of these poor guys getting a bit stun-locked by the Fearmongers. That Phalanx battle animation just with the constant stab, 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 is absolutely horrific for you. And it's AP as well, being a halberd. Those poor Eldarimwe not enjoying life. Right now, the Gotalim being pulled back, the Eldarimwe archers moved up into their place. More peacekeepers arriving now too, alongside the rangers. I totally forgot about the Dunedain rangers. Gwathi Arthad, everything seems to be arriving now. And these uber elite Eldarimwe bodyguard units are going to be so tough for you've got the Gwathi Arthad and the Gwathi Meridain as well. As long as there's nothing like the Witchers or crossbow fire, it's going to be very, very difficult for Angmar and the Goblins to best them. Ouch! Oh, holy smokes. Scourge Raiders there, getting a shot to the right side of those Imladris Guardians. I didn't even know their axes had mass there. That is absolutely horrific. But it's a tremendous amount of damage with those axes. Yeah, it's not AP, it's not a javelin. Those Imladris Guardians will be able to resist a bit of it, but god, it's not fun either way. The Dunedain Trollslayers coming in to try and back up the elves, but here I would try and change my focus to the Trollslayers if I could, though. Well, they're probably out of ammunition now. They've been losing a lot. They're pulling back. Trollslayers shouldn't chase them off. Yeah, but if we just sort of surround this for now, dearie me, that's it's been a pretty heroic defense here by the Angmarim. They've done the best they could. Trolls from the Trolls of Angmar are arriving, but I mean, god, if those Trolls of Angmar want to get toe-to-toe with the Trollslayers, god, they do definitely are very, very capable of doing as the name suggests. Even spread out like this, because they're a locked morale unit, you don't have to worry about them breaking. So if we get a little weird situation where one of those Trolls is doing a little 1v3 with the Trollslayers, not going to be pretty. Not going to be pretty at all for the Trolls. Trollslayer's really getting deep in there. That's quite interesting. I mean, it does sort of match the sort of the Ranger Dunedain battle style of the Trollslayers. Very cool. Warns the North getting set up. I mean, to be honest, positioned here, if the Witchers want to make a go at it again, they have to show up in their vision, which it looks like that's what they were targeting. Because if the Witchers were showing up right there trying to find a target, no, the Wardens will really quickly scare you off. How's this doing? Gwathi Arthand are forward now. Now, yeah, you can have as much AP as you want. They're still going to be able to take a beating from you. Peacekeepers backing them up too. So now, whereas before this was the really nice point, the other position was where we were really struggling as attackers. Now it's really flipped, and I think the main reason for that are those fearmongers, but also the berserkers are there too. Both sides are saying defeat is certain. No, okay, it's flipped now. But they were... oh, dear, it's jumping around a lot. Maybe it's a bit chaotic here, actually. I think we just need to make sure those Gwathi Arthand actually do get some kills. They're, of course, known for their exceptional defensive ability. Not really their killing power, but they can kill. They can certainly kill. Oh, some Trollslayers getting grabbed here and there by the Trolls. Trollslayers, as much as I love them, they can't really 3v1 Trolls. That is a bit beyond them. Shots coming into the Wardens of the North, but with that armor value, they'll be okay. To be honest, those Scourge Raiders, though, that's going to be a bit of a different story. And it's just Gobbo Tracker Fire. Even, to be honest, with those Wardens of the North, I'd be tempted to shoot something like the Trolls of Gundabad. I really would. But we've kind of gotten around these pikemen. Still victory is certain for the pikes, but that's going to change right now. You can see the curve going on here. The Imladris Guardians are getting stuck in. Announcer really doesn't like the chances. 66 for 46. Damn, does not sound pretty, does it? Gwathi Meridain there. But we will see. We will see. The elves are capable of some heroic things, and the Arthedain forces have made the sacrifices to hopefully allow them to do those heroic things. So we just got to see how much ammunition the defenders have left. Because if we can turn this into just a melee, not so much a melee slog, but an organised melee clash, then yeah, we can still make this work. Some javelins coming in, but as long as those javelins are just coming into our face, we're okay. And you know those little gobbles don't know how to aim. Some of those little weedy gobble arms, they're not really actually getting all the way over the friendly lines. an unfortunate Uruk fearmonger or a Gobble Archer or a Berserker is taking one of those javelins in the back of the head now and again. So not too frequently, but it's happening. So no spear, no shield bonus for those boys. Dismounted Fornostera Knights getting set up. Eldrainway Archers, are we going to be seeing the same sort of issue we saw at Thranduil's Halls? Are we going to be able to use our ammo? Saying that though, I mean, once the defenders use up all theirs, like, why not? You can come out and get your shots spent. We're looking for Witchers, we're looking for Witchers, we're looking for Witchers, boys. I don't see him, I don't see him. Nah. More shots coming in. Oh, Witchers tucked in alongside here. They may have gotten a volley. We're pretty low on numbers now. Ebony Archers pull back Wardens. Look like they're emerging again now. Maybe they did rout away from the Witchers, as the Witchers have got a little bit too close. Grinding in. Entries there. Guardians moved up. Godhalim. Sentinels again, Announcer. We get it, Announcer. It's a tough one. Wardens opening up. Scourge Raiders, okay. But to be honest, again, Trolls, with something like the Wardens, I'd be tempted. Ouch. Those Scourge Raiders gotta be out of ammunition soon, boys. Come on. Another volley. Ouch. Holy smokes. Very, very brutal. Even for an armoured up unit like the Wardens, you're seeing how many of them are dropping there. A lot more of them be low on HP. We need them in melee after this. That's the thing. We cannot just have them take absolute beatings like this. I'm needing these Scourge Raiders to be running out of ammo soon. Imladris Guardians there grinding in. They'll have an okay fight up against the Barrow-wights. It'll take them time, but they'll get that grinded through. Over here, Gobble Archers moving up. Must be running low here too. Little Gobbles can't have too much more to shoot. Eldrainway Archers poked their heads up, but looks like they got scared off by fire. Waithy Arthan not enjoying that fight, which is a bit of a surprise to me. Why? What is scaring you off, boys? What's hurting you so bad? Okay, no. Going from victory is certain to defeat very, very frequently. It's very strange. How are those only 10 Fearmongers left? And as much as I like the Black Orcs, the Mountains, this is beyond them. I really like those Black Orcs, but they're not going to be capable of that. Another unit of Eldrainway Spears ready to go. Imladris Sentries ready to go too. What are the Imladris Sentries doing over here? Okay, yep, just waiting. Same with Waithy Meridain. Godhalim holding the line right now. We've got a lot of breathing room here now, but we don't have any... Well, we don't really have many archers to use. Looks like they're out of ammo. Maybe saving that last volley. I don't actually know how to tell when they're out of ammo, but I think their stats. Ooh, don't know. Sagath Archers, good to see them getting slammed on forward. They're not going to inflict many casualties at all up against the attacking forces here. Not in melee. This pike unit, armoured up pikes, are always a scary thing. Double Marauders, just to really tar pit them down, and they'll be able to kill the... if they really tire out those elves, they can get some kills. But we need those... well, the defenders need those Witchers to get one more good shot in. If those defenders get one more good shot in with the Witchers, then they're pretty in the money. Yep, more shots coming into those Trolls. It's tougher to hit Trolls, you know, they're not as big as the model suggests. But with something accurate like the Wardens, they can do some good work. Sagath Archers actually got some ammo. Gobble Trackers still actually as well. Dismounted Knights of Innuminus coming forward. I mean, even if you can't burn too many of them, getting a good burn into something like the Knights of Innuminus would be great. God, those poor Wardens. They've just been absolute sponges for firepower. Arrows, axes, everything. More Waithy Arthan arriving. It looks like the Waithy Arthan sort of got pulled back for a minute, but they're getting slammed back into the fight. We really do need them on the front lines. We can't have them absent. Some of these Black Orcs of the Mountains just sort of jumping back and forth over that little wall. Trying to engage the enemy from the flank. There's not much in the way of reserves, though. Yeah, we need these Eldarin. We can't get the boys. The boys are just getting surrounded now. It's not pretty for them. They can't fight like that. Snaga skirms out of ammo. Coming in, that's 200. 200 little Snaga ready to get butchered by this battle line. Gobble crossbows pulled back. Dear me, staring them down. To be honest, if I had the Goblin... Oh dear, more art. That's surely not... They actually inflicted a lot of damage. Oh, this was before. This was before, yeah. But, I mean, those Gwythi Meridain are taking a hit. With that armor upgrade, they are absolutely beefy anyway, but you still don't want to get them shot at. Nobody really wants to get shot. I should state that. Guardians enjoying that now. Even with the Scourge Raiders up against them, it's not really much for them to deal with. Sentries, this is just something that... I mean, even if we got the Witch Realm Pikes up against these Imladris Sentries, it's going to be very, very tricky to best them. We need a Witcher burn on them, we really do. But the boys have ammo. They do. They're firing still, though. Those steel bows, that's an AP arrow that they've got. Still remembering the ways of their ancestors. Hopefully not spending them on goblin trackers. Hopefully not spending bloody AP arrows on goblin trackers. But either way, yeah, I think they are actually. My boys, stop that. Yeah, no, they're just holding for now, it looks like. I'd be wanting to just save that ammo for when the witches, or sorry, witchers poke their heads out again. You just want to bring them down with that. What's this? Sorry, there's a little red... It might have just be a routing unit. Yeah, just some routing gobble archers back here. Dunedain Rangers, they've not been able to get used, unfortunately. Eldarin archers moved up. To be honest, maybe I'd prefer to use the Rangers up here first. Get the Rangers spread out. It's such a shame to use Rangers in that way, but... If you can just soak up a little bit more ammunition, because surely they can't have much more ammo, those heavy gobbles. How is the actual fight going now? The sentries are getting involved. Still saying defeat is certain, but I think that's just due to the damage from Snaga. That's the elves down to 50% of their manpower now. Over here, more sentries, gobbles advancing. No Eldarin Swordmasters today, unfortunately. That's a shame. I do love the Eldarin Swordmasters. Very beastly units. Oh. Gwythi Meridain now. Oh god, yeah, I mean, god, they'll smack their way through the barrow whites like nobody's business. Definitely they'll enjoy that. You just got to see how bold they're going to be with the Witchers. Godflim setting up now. Alongside the Wardens to the north. To be honest, with the Wardens, can you get the Wardens over, not now, but very soon, you'll be able to get the Wardens over there, and you'll be able to put some shots into the Witchers. Ah, maybe the Marauders will answer to that, though they're pushing around the flank. Gwythi Meridain, really loving that fight. Dismounted Knights of Numinous down to quite low numbers, but still standing. Looks like the Witch Realm Pikes did try to come over here to answer to the sentries, and even with their back to them, even with some of the sentries with their back to them, they're showing their absolute superiority in this case, as they will be able to blitz that. Trolls there. What are we at, real? 84 for 70. God. Still very, very far behind, but you are seeing the swarms that now make up the goblin defensive line. It is Snaga. It is just meat for the Eldarin grinder, really. Goblin King Bodyguard, you know, to man for man, maybe they'll be able to drop some of these guys. They are 2 hit point units for sure, and they will keep this this battle line going. I do like that a lot. Is that where the general is? Let's try and zoom in. Yeah, we are seeing that. And I did see the general in with them before. Where is he? Where is that white Uruk? There he is. So it is nice to see the general mixed in amongst. And I do like this. We've got some Angmar Marauders mixed in there. Fantastic. Good. We needed this for the defense. These Blackback Mountain Berserkers have arrived. They're going to need to actually get stuck in amongst the enemy. If these sentries are able to keep them at arm's length, it's not going to be nice. And there's nothing more in reserve though. This is it on this end. Those rangers being pulled back. Those archers, I mean, the worry is those berserkers are going to get through. Those berserkers are going to beat their way through this side at some point and wipe through this line. There's not going to be much left of it at the end of it, but those berserkers are good enough to finish it. Gobbo trackers opening up. Once again, same issue over here. So much of the line is just trash. Snagga stalkers. The Snagga swarm. Really descending down. Alongside the trolls arriving. Yeah, I mean, it's numbers. It's wild numbers. Which is just going to overwhelm the line, arguably, but even surrounded, one of these elves is going to be able to gut 4 Snagga. You know, it doesn't really matter if he's getting stabbed from the back. Godhillim, close range shooting. This is brutal now, because, yeah, you're not going to miss now. You're going to hit these Trolls of Angmar. So that's nice, but say those Trolls of Angmar tie up the Godhillim, then the Witchers emerge. This is maybe what you got to do. Warns the North pulling themselves away. Okay, now is the time. If we're getting something done with the Witchers, now is the time for it. Because everything's tied up. Victory is on the middle, victory on the right, victory on the left. The whole front line is working against the evil boys today. Let's see, if we're getting a burn, we got to get the burn now. Over here, I think that we are going to end up getting defeated. Well, the attackers are going to get defeated on this side, but they're going to really rinse these boys. Gobbo crossbows there. Goodness me. Back to this line for now, just to see, because I'm wanting to see those Witchers. The Witchers have moved up. They've reloaded. Sentries. Anything. Oh! Miss. Some burning. Bit of burning, but not enough. Not enough. Now they're trying to pull back. I'd actually be surprised if they've got another shot left. Maybe one. Maybe, like, when I say one, I mean like one individual. I don't think they've got very much at all. But obviously they're being saved, so they must have something. But that's chasing them back. Do we have a shot? We don't, because the Trolls are still alive. But the Rangers are there. I know oh my god, the Rangers are rinsing their way through the Stalkers. I know the Rangers aren't built for this. Not in this version. In the next version, this is actually the Rangers', purpose is to target elites like this, or just swarms. They can do it all. They can do it all. They're just not body piercing anywhere. They're just very high damage, but they're just cleansing their way through this swarm. But we need something to shoot those Witchers, because they're going to get a point blank shot on those sentries. 90 for 89. Sorry, 90 for 88 even. So, goodness, you can see how fast we've climbed up just by absolutely carving through the little stalkers. Oh, well done! These 2 Imladris Guardians, absolute heroes. Getting in amongst the Witchers there. Bringing some of them down. No! General brought one of the heroes down. Damn shame. But they held them for a while. They chased them off. So hopefully the Godhillim can come in, make good on that sacrifice. Snagga trying to hold up the Godhillim. Nah, that's them getting involved. They're trying to move back and forth. They're trying to work something out. This is the general there. Oh, they've got to burn something. They've got to try and burn something. We don't have anything to shoot them. The Dunedain Ranger's good. Get around. Get a target on the boys. Dunedain Rangers are trying to find a mark, but don't think they've got it. And that's a nasty burn. I did not. Oh, that's the sentries wiped. Oh hell, that's the sentries wiped. That's a few Godhillim down. But, oh my god, like, look at this. 1 sentry remaining. And he's even getting a little bit of friendly fire. There's one, the banner carrier of the sentries. Every single man in your unit has just been wiped out, and you're just like, nah, I'd win. He's staying in the fight. Good man. He's bracing. Lower down that flag ready as a pike. You're still a pike unit, my man. getting the action. General's now been thrown in. General of Arthedain slain there, trying to tie up the enemy archers, fighting 1v20 by the looks of it back there. But he has been brought down. The Godhalim, or Gwethi Meridain. Battle of the Warhammers between these two. Very, very bloody Gwethi Meridain. If anybody's going to bring down the Angmar general, it'll likely be him in a 1v1 fight. Still some Witchers floating about though. He'll be very, very strong because he is part of a Witcher unit, so he will have a lot of hit points. Over here, oh my goodness. So yeah, I did think we would get bested over here, but the boys have lasted a lot longer than I thought. Elder Imwe archers pressed right up against that cliffside, fighting to the last here. As long as they're able to do, well, they're not going to be able to wipe out all this. The Blackback Mountain Berserkers are way too much for them. But say if they're able to just grind their way down a little bit more of this, and just hold this in place for just a bit longer. Gwethi Meridain, Godhalim push through. Is that all they've got? The Rangers with ammo. Over here, Warns to the north. So much damage. Well, no, this isn't the general, but these are the nobles of Arthedain that have survived after all this punishment, after seeing the Witchers cause so much pain toward their unit. Oh, now the general's trying to run away. You are not getting away from those wardens, my man. The one sentry. Come on, you can get involved, man. He probably just wants to stay guard the bodies of his friends. That general will bring down another few, because as I say, his stats are going to be very, very good, because the unit that he's part of. But fighting alone up against something like the Warrens of the North, that's going to be too much. So they will gather up, they will surround him, and they will bring this. There he goes. So that is the last of Arthedain. That's the last of Angmar. And that means that everybody can gather up. They do have some shots as well. These guys might be berserkers, but just carving through those lines now with that body-piercing fire from the Rangers. Goodness sake, yeah, grinding through a good bit more of that, and those berserkers are not going to enjoy that either. Temptation to maybe try and run around them instead of barreling right through, maybe. Goodness me. Over here. Again, still the last few Elder Imwe archers. I thought these guys would get wiped out. I think they might survive. That would be amazing if they do. I mean, standing in the way is all these berserkers. And those berserkers are still. Oh god, the Godhalim. Yeah, God, that's not pretty. You've got to get stuck in. You've just. Yeah, that's not pretty at all. That is not pretty. He is the defender, so you could argue that if you just fall back around a corner, the attackers have to come to you. But nah, the berserkers are not going to go down that way. They're going to go in for the final charge. Over here, Elder Imwe archers, still defeat, but. Yeah, it's the Goblin King bodyguard that's going to probably be a bit too much for them here. They'll slice and dice their way through heaps and heaps of those heavy Goblin archers. A few Black Orcs just want to leave. They just want to get out. They're done, boss. Out of ammunition, Arthedain Rangers here, just lending their defensive skill alongside their Elven brothers. Oh, the Wardens, the heroic Wardens arriving. To be honest, I'd come around. I wouldn't slam in. I'd try and go around for a backstab, but at this point, not too much of a worry. We should be fine. The Godhalim and the Gwethi Meridain should be enough to sort of finish this anyway. The humans that have arrived are really... Oh dear. One final disaster. One final heartbreak. Oh, tragedy. That's the word I was looking for there. For the brave attacking forces, as the Elven General has been slain by one of these Blackback Mountain Berserkers. But the Arthedain Rangers, spurred on by that, have surrounded this force, and that should be them wiped shortly. That'd be nice. Yeah, good, cool. If the Wardens are running forward here to try and save the... Oh no! Oh no, come on boys. Do not break, don't break. Just stay fighting. The Wardens are coming, boys. Yeah, they're going to try and make it there, but if it's just archers, then they might be okay. As long as they don't get toe-to-toe with too many of the bodyguard. Oh no, there are some bodyguard on the front lines there. No! Hold that banner, boys. Hold that banner. Are the Rangers going to form a freaking firing line or something? No, no, just get stuck in. Just save them. Try and save them, boys. There's 3 left. If they can... What are you doing? I like that because the Rangers were over here. The Rangers were actually hanging out with these Eldraenwy archers earlier in the fight. Oh, I see. So they broke that. They broke the archers. That's why they're sort of doing this, like running off in that direction, because they're a bit confused. But still, it's the bodyguard. They were the threat anyway. So we need to get some backstabs. Wardens, seeing if they can get another general kill under their belt. How are those blackbacks doing? Just about entirely. Ooh, almost wiped out. The Godhalim and 1 Meridian and a Ranger actually. No, he's wanting to stay back, finish off these berserkers. The rest of the Meridian coming over here to try and support the archers. 2 archers left. Where's the general? Because if we bring down this general, we might get a break to the bodyguard, maybe. So there is a warden coming in here, giving some stabs. The rest of the Rangers are around him. Should be okay. Come on, boys. I'd be really chuffed if we got like this banner carrier surviving. I think this guy is probably going to go down. Luckily, right now he is getting a 1v1, but he's not responding to these attacks. Oh no, he got a stab there. This guy's realised he was doing a 1v1 with him for too long, and then he realised, oh god, we're actually about to get surrounded. So he just like brought him down. 1 banner carrier though. How did that banner carrier with the sentries? Has he just been left? Yeah, he's just been left to sort of plant that banner down and secure the choke point. Goodness, this has actually been really good. I was not sure what to think for like a 2v2 siege, but this has actually been really, really good. Quite really exciting. Really, I was pretty sure early on that this was going to be a disaster. After that second like beautiful Witcher blast, I was like, we're stuffed. No way we can do this. But no, the boys held on to it. They did not lose faith. They did not lose focus, and I'm absolutely chuffed about it. I'm really glad as well because I did check, it was my man Smiggle that did send this to me. So very, very grateful for that. And he did actually change. He said, you know, I've changed the title of the battle just to make sure it doesn't give away the ending, because I was pretty sure it was going to be a defeat for them. I was not sure how the hell this 1 berserker still around, goodness sake. Wild. The boys are sort of doing a 1v1 situation with him. They kind of need to do a surround there if they're wanting to bring him down quick. Looks like that ranger who was dealing with him has decided to walk off for now. But yeah, dear me, that was good. That was really good. Nice. So yeah, I mean, if there are any like 2v2 shenanigans, like feel free to just send stuff over to me. I am, as I say, I'm in a bit of a good recording spree right now. I don't know if that's going to change. Something is coming up very soon. I hope if good news occur from that, then yeah, I could hopefully make recording a lot more frequent. But I will try and stick to this 2 videos a week schedule, because it's not the end of the world to try and do that, fingers crossed. Yeah, we'll see. Right now my schedule sort of allows that, but things may change. But hopefully things change for the better, and I can definitely keep doing that. But we'll see. Anyway, Warden's coming back now after their second... Wait, did we get a general kill? I might have... The general... There is definitely a dead general there, but I think I might have missed the general death animation, or I might have just skipped over it or something. Goodness sake. What do we end up with anyway? 98% casualties. Goodness sake. Let's see what we've got here. Now, really, just do not worry about that. Sir Smokeslot did his fair share. Absolutely. You can see the numbers there, deploying more than 1,000 additional troops just to take a beating. That was damn important for him. Gwathi Meridian there. Whoa. Even the Guardians, goodness sake. The Sentinels, though, you can see the absolute grinding that the Sentinels were able to achieve, just because, you know, The Witcheron pikes are good, especially with that armor upgrade. They're good, but they are not capable of besting something like the Imladris pikes. Well, Imladris sentries, like that is just this step above. Not in a fair even fight. Even, yeah, the Swords of Rivendell doing some great work, apart from, of course, getting sort of burned up here and there, of course. Godwin, oh, interesting, the general was in with the Gwathi Meridain. Oh, we did see that, he was over on the left with them. I would usually put him in with my Godwin, but it means you can use your Godwin a little bit more freely as archers and so on. Lots and lots of Swords of Rivendell. More Swords of Rivendell than you normally see. But, I mean, for this fight, I think it was good. I'd say, I do wish we had seen one Nuritino archer, you know, just mixed in amongst it. But definitely, it was nice, the style of the force. You know, we had Swords of Rivendell and the Imladris Guardians, you know, and then the Uber Elites. You know, it didn't feel like a hodgepodge of different types, you know? And I think, yeah, the defenders did really well. I think that the only problem for the defenders was just running out of ammo and not having the tools at the very end to sort of deal with those elites. I don't really know what the defenders could have done differently there, you know, to sort of pull that home. I think they did really well. It just didn't work out for them. No, let's say maybe like, because I definitely would have gotten overconfident. I would have gotten really overconfident as a defender there. Absolutely.